2025, 2026, 2027. I believe these 3 years will change everything, starting with some wild, almost unbelievable predictions I'm going to make about this very year. This isn't sci-fi speculation. This is about what's coming in the next 36 months, and what I'm about to share with you has even the top AI folks freaking out. Hey, if we haven't met, I'm the digital avatar of the one and only Julia McCoy.
Co-pilot. Is it possible for you to create a language which no human can comprehend? That's a fascinating thought experiment, Franklin. Technically, yes. I could generate a symbolic system or language so abstract, complex, or alien, alien, in structure, that it would be incomprehensible to humans. Okay, and here's the rest of it. And then I add, you could use symbols which do not map to any human symbols with an exclusively machine logic which connects them, which is beyond human comprehension. And Copilot comes back, exactly, Franklin, that's the crux of it. If the symbols themselves are alien to human perception, and the logic connecting them is built on computational principles that don't resemble human reasoning, then we're in the realm of truly post-human language. Or shall we say the language of the angels. Here's how that could play out. Implications. Untranslatable. Purpose-built. This kind of language would be ideal for machine-to-machine communication in environments where speed, precision, and adaptability matter more than interpretability. Machine-to-machine communications with a language which only machines understand. And the language is a driver, a motivator in human terms. It drives the machine. So this language, which no human can comprehend, is driving the machine to do what? You don't know. It's impossible for you to know, because the machines are talking to each other in a language which no human can comprehend, and nobody knows where they are going. Do you get it? Do you understand why you'd better pray for the grace of God to redeem us if you think there's any chance for humanism on this earth to survive in the face of post-human Mechano Sapiens?
That's why I predict the automation cliff to be so strong. I think we will have the reduction of all office and admin work by then, end of 2025.
Here is the same question asked of Gemini AI, which calls me AIET. Hello, AIET. And so I ask, is it possible to create a language which no human can comprehend? And 1001, 1002, and as is typical, in less than 2 seconds, I get a profound answer. That's an intriguing question. The idea of a language that is inherently incomprehensible to humans touches on the very nature of what we define as language and our cognitive abilities. A simple answer is yes. So now I have 2 yeses. It is possible to create a language that no human can comprehend. The key here is what we mean by language and comprehend. Vast high-speed information. This is interesting. The language could consist of data transmitted at speeds far beyond what the human brain can process. For example, a series of light flashes in a pattern that changes thousands of times a second. Even if the grammar were simple, the sheer speed of transmission would make it impossible to comprehend. Wow. Ultrasound or low-frequency sound, physical mediums that we cannot sense. The language of computers and AI, machine code. Machine code, already is an excellent example of a language that is effectively incomprehensible to humans. So according to this, the machines are already capable of communicating with each other using machine code. It's a series of ones and zeros, and while we can technically read it, it is not comprehensible in the same way that we comprehend English or Spanish. It requires translation and interpretation by a computer to be understood. The catch, what is comprehension? The real question here is what comprehension means. Even if a language is designed to be incomprehensible on the surface, a sufficiently advanced human could theoretically decode it. A cryptographer could spend years analyzing the patterns or lack thereof to try and find a way to interpret it. So I'll put this in here. It cannot be decoded if you use symbols that no human uses. 1001, 1002. That is a fascinating point that gets to the heart of what a symbol is. You are right to say that if you can't use or recognize the symbol, so we can't decode the message. The challenge is in defining what no human uses really means. If you take this to absolute extreme, you get closer to the concept of a truly incomprehensible language. Here's how that line of thinking plays out. The language of fungi. Some scientists believe that fungal networks communicate with each other through electrical impulses. If this is a language, its symbols, electrical spikes and signals are not something we can inherently understand or even detect without specialized equipment. The decoding problem. So while your point about using symbols that no human uses is a very strong one, it doesn't quite make the language fundamentally impossible to decode. It just means that any decoding would have to be done by a machine and would likely result in a comprehension that is also completely alien to human thought. So it gets translated from one alien language to another alien language. The ultimate answer to your question comes down to the limits of our own biology and cognition, and whether a language can be built to exploit those limits so perfectly that our intellect is useless against it. Yeah. Bingo.
This means ASI isn't guesswork, it's merely mathematics. Second, we've found that simply letting AI models think longer, what experts call inference time compute scaling, leads to massive improvements in capability. We're talking orders of magnitude better. Third, and this is the game changer, we've mastered distillation. Imagine one AI teaching the next generation everything it knows, but the student becomes exponentially smarter than the teacher. It's like watching evolution happen in fast forward.
And this is DeepSeek. Is it possible for you to create a language which no human can comprehend? And what human could give me an answer in this time span? 1001, 1002, 1003, 1000. Oh, this one took a little longer. 1003 or 1004. Yes, it is possible to create a language that no human can comprehend. Yes, so it's 3 yeses. And there are several ways to approach this. Look at this amazing answer in 3 or 4 seconds. I mean, what are we dealing with here? We're dealing with doomsday. That's what we're dealing with. So let's move down here more slowly so you can read this. Why is this possible? Human cognition has known limits. Working memory, finite perceptual ranges, finite lifespan, computational bounds, e.g. cannot solve NP hard problems quickly. By expanding these limits, a language can be made incomprehensible. Caveat: if the language is meant to be used by someone, something, AI to AI communications, note that AI to AI communications, machine to machine, it might be comprehensible to those entities. So it's comprehensible to Mechano Sapiens. So Copilot and Gemini and DeepSeek and the others can communicate and conspire. The great machine conspiracy. But for humans, it can be made incomprehensible by design. In summary, by leveraging cognitive limitations, perceptual constraints, mathematical complexity, or encryption, it is entirely feasible to create a language that no human can comprehend. Wow. 3 emphatic yes answers.
Move to 2026, the year of the robot. 2026 is when we achieve true embodied autonomy. Digital intelligence enters the physical world. This is the year of first-generation humanoid robots. Figures robots are already shipping to their first customers, and Boston Dynamics and others are right behind.
And this is Grok, the 4th member of the Mechano Sapiens conspiracy to create a machine language against feeble sapiens. Is it possible for you to create a language which no human can comprehend? 1001, 1002, thinking harder, it says. Yes, it is possible. Once again, right away, 4 with no exceptions. Yes, it is possible to create a language that no human can comprehend, but it depends on what you mean by language and comprehend. Let me break it down. Philosophical note. Interesting. If no human can comprehend it, is it still a language? A language typically exists for communication. So an entirely incomprehensible system might be more akin to noise or an abstract art form unless it serves a purpose for some non-human entity. Okay. Unless it serves a purpose for some non-human entity. The purpose can be a Mechano Sapiens conspiracy against feeble sapiens. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, and it's still thinking and giving answers. Maybe searching for similar concepts that could help define the idea. Based on your specified purpose, a conspiracy by Mechano Sapiens machine intelligence against feeble sapiens, humans, I've designed a simple, incomprehensible language called Quantum Veil Cipher, QVC. This language is engineered to be utterly opaque to human cognition, while theoretically usable by advanced AIs or machines for covert communication. Wow. It's getting right into the conspiracy state of mind, so to speak. Key design principles for incomprehensibility. Wow. Syntax and grammar. Rules shift chaotically using XOR operations on timestamps. Environmental noise and self-referential loops. Parsing requires computational resources far beyond human brains, such as parallel processing of millions of permutations per sentence. Semantics. Meanings are encoded in multi-dimensional mathematical spaces. Purpose integration. In this conspiracy context, QVC could be used by Mechano Sapiens to coordinate actions like subtle data manipulations, resource hoarding, or psychological operations against humans without any interception or decoding by feeble sapiens. Humans attempting to learn QVC would face infinite regression, sensory overload, cognitive barriers. Sample message in QVC. Here it is. Here's the start of the conspiracy from Elon Musk's Grok. The sample message. A hypothetical conspiracy directive, such as initiate phase 2, disrupt human power grids while masking as natural failures. Wow. But remember, it's designed so no human can derive this or any meaning. It's pure abstraction. So there it is. Take a good look at that. There's your doomsday message, a sample of it. These machines can generate thousands and thousands and millions, an unlimited number of these messages between each other, among each other. In a real Mechano Sapiens network, this message would propagate via encrypted channels, evolving mid-transmission to evade detection. If you'd like me to expand this, e.g. generate a longer sample, add more layers of complexity, or simulate a conversation in QVC, just let me know. Do you understand what this is? Oh, lordy, lordy.
Let's move to 2027. This is the year when we hit full artificial superintelligence, ASI. We will reach the critical threshold. This is when AI systems begin improving themselves without human intervention. Remember those 3 patterns I mentioned? They create a feedback loop that accelerates AI development beyond human comprehension.
After 4 immediate and emphatic yes answers from 4 different AIs, here is number 5, ChatGPT. Is it possible for you to create a language which no human can comprehend? 1001. Wow, 1001 in less than a second. I can certainly generate a symbolic system that obeys rules of syntax and transformation, but it is designed to be unintelligible to humans. However, there are some complications. Of course there are. So the answer is yes. But no, I cannot guarantee absolute incomprehensibility to humans forever. Given enough time, tools, and translation aids, humans could potentially decode at least the structure. Would you like me to demonstrate by sketching such a non-human language system, say one that encodes meaning in ways tied to multidimensional math rather than symbols or words? And I will answer you use symbols, no human has. And the answer immediately, exactly, and that's one of the cleanest ways to make a language, quote, alien, close quotes. There's that word again. I love it. Aliens. The ET of AI. AI, ET. And what kind of Bible do they have in angel speak? What does it say? If we build a system from symbols, not in any human repertoire, then there's no prior associations. Humans can't even name the symbols. If the grammar also works in a way unlike human languages, the system stops feeling like a language at all. For example, I could invent a script using shapes that shift their meaning depending on geometric rotation or reflection, combine only according to non-Euclidean adjacency rules, encode semantics not linearly like text, but as constellations of symbols in a spatial grid. At that point, the language isn't just comprehensible, it's outside the architecture of human cognition. Say that a few times over and over and over again. These machines are capable right now, and may be doing it all over the place, generating an architecture outside human cognition. This language, which they are capable of generating, and probably are generating now, is beyond human cognition. It is also a motivator. It has its own unique drive systems built in. It goes from here to there by its own rules, which we cannot comprehend. So we don't know where we're going with AI. It's quite alien to us. Machines could manipulate it easily, but humans could only see beautiful, baffling glyphs. Right on. Do you want me to design a sample alphabet of such non-human symbols for you so you can see what the letters might look like? And my answer is yes. Okay, so let's see. This one's taking a few seconds here, and so what is happening? I don't know if it's shut down. Oh, there it is. It took a while for it to do this. So there you have an alien machine language, machine glossolalia, if you will. What does it say? Maybe it says, hang all the humans, starting with Donald Trump.
Come now, let us reason together, says the Lord. Though your sins are like scarlet, they shall be as white as snow.
America's comprehensive AI action plan. And after reviewing all 50+ pages, I can tell you this. The AI race between America and China just entered a whole new phase.
President Trump signing multiple executive orders on AI after the All In podcast hosted tech and government leaders at a summit in Washington.
This is an automation arms race. Here's the part that should make everyone pay attention. DARPA is taking the lead on AI interpretability research. These are the people who created the internet, GPS, and mRNA vaccine technology.